Hello, folks. Just about to get into Krampus Make-Up for the show tonight. I'll do my best to see if anyone comments and answer questions. Hello, people. Time to become Krampus. If you have any questions, throw them up in the chat. I'll do my best to answer while I'm doing makeup. Not horribly exciting yet because I'm just prepping the mask. Hello there, Lenora. All right. So for my Krampus, I have a prosthetic and makeup to do. Usually takes about an hour and a half from start to finish. So join in if you like. First step is eye makeup. And I will, like I said, I'll do my best to answer any questions anyone has about the makeup, about the process, whatever. It's a long, arduous process, so not too long. I've got it down to about an hour and a half. So get help. You get help. User, whoever you are. Again, this isn't going to be too exciting, but if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer. I have no moderators, so if anybody's being a jerk, don't be, because I will find you. Krampus also knows when you've been sleeping and knows when you're a dick. Okay. Good evening, Black Links. All right. Step 1. Eyes in. Step 2, adhesive on the mask. So I have my prosthetic already prepped and painted, which is this. Needs a little bit of touch up, but I'll do that once it's on there. Thank you, Lenora. I use Prozade 2 for my adhesive, which is a very strong adhesive, because I'm a sweater. So, need this bad boy to stay on for hours. It is a foam latex prosthetic. Again, already prepped and painted. I got this prosthetic from the Morph Store, morphstore.com. It is technically, I believe, a werewolf mask. Thank you. Crazy. I don't know. Crazy does it. Doing my best with the contacts and to read, so. Anyway, did not make this prosthetic, although I do at times do my own prosthetics. But this is a, I guess, generic werewolf mask. And I decided to go with a paint scheme of a kind of grays and blues on it with a little bit of white highlight. I'm in a lot of harsh lighting in the theater that I'm in. There is an uplight of orange and red and a red light hitting me. And so I'm not even sure if he reads as blue, but this Krampus is a bit different than your typical Krampus, I think, in that, well, number one, he talks. He's very social. He is the elder Krampus, so he is kind of retired. And he is now doing a book tour for his book, Cooking with Krampus, Recipes for Children. So we do a 90-minute show here at the Curioporium through December 19th. There are 2 actors that play Krampus, myself and another actor. We both play 2 totally different Krampuses. His is a younger Krampus, still from Germany, and when I say younger, like only 200 years, 300 years old. Mine's a bit older. Mine's the OG. Hello, Sly Cooper. So, anyway, as I said, prepping the prosthetic right now. I'm going to begin to put the adhesive on my face in just a moment. For this process, typically, you clean your face with alcohol. I have a topical spray that is a non-perspiration spray called Dry, which I get from Premier Products. Spray that on your face, and it kind of puts a nice layer between your face and the Sly, I would let you, but I can't actually touch my phone at the moment, so I apologize. I have makeup on my hands already and glue, and so I cannot. Thank you for the likes, whoever is sending them. I appreciate it. Leanna, thank you. My eyes typically are spooky. A little more spooky today now that we're playing Krampus for the evening. But, yeah. Let's see. So right now the prosthetic, which I held up a little earlier, again, not my own prosthetic. It is from Morph Store. It is a generic werewolf mask that I retrofit into our Krampus. I did do the painting on it. Right now, just using a glue stick to kind of get my eyebrows down as much as possible. I'm not going to get glue on me all over the place anyway. Anyway, so this prosthetic, now typically when I play like the Grinch, my prosthetic only covers my nose, upper lip, and eyebrows. And I was going to do that with Krampus too. In fact, I have one over there that does that. But I wanted to do a bit more with this one. Luckily, not a lot of blending has to happen with this guy, which is great. Because of the long hair and fur, it covers up the side of my face. So I'm not going to go all the way, I'll go to my sideburns probably and my neck. but I don't have to do till I have merch. I'm not gonna have merch. I build stuff for a living. I don't need merch. People contact me to build stuff. That's what I do. So, anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. So anyway, I don't have to cover my entire face. Neck a little bit, no ears, and where the appliance is not sitting, which is what I'm about to do now. I see clowns. I'm doing fine. How are you, clowns? Or icy, however you prefer to be acknowledged. Again, I'm using Prozaid for my adhesive. Prozaid, nice thin layer. It does adhere things very well, which is nice. A little difficult to get off at the end of the night, but not too bad. Again, I'm a bit of a sweater, so I have to use something that is going to really hold this appliance on for hours. Now, where I'm applying it is where the mask is going to sit. So, trying to get around my eyebrows as much as possible. Yeah, but I don't do just Krampus. So, I used to have shirts and stuff like that when I did more steampunk stuff. But I don't have merch now. Mostly I build things for people. And I perform. So, no more merch. No need for it. One of the dangers of doing this, not dangers, but I am eventually going to glue my eyelid open. I'm just letting you know right now. Because I'm a dork. Anyway. But I do have, yeah, see, just did it. Look at that. Look at that. If I'm not paying attention when I'm doing the gluing, then I put the glue on a little bit too low on my eyelid, and then wouldn't you know it, I glue my eyelid to my face or to my brow or whatever. So again, nice thin layer with this stuff. Trying to get it as close to where the mask is going to sit as possible. I know this is the boring part. See? Glued my eye open. It's funny. Typically, I'll take like an eyeliner pen and draw where it's supposed to sit so that I'm hitting the exact spot, but I usually just go over it a bit anyway. Make sure it's not too thick in places because then it will not stick where it needs to stick. I can always go back and hit those areas around the edges. Again, not a lot of blending is going to happen with this. If you're someone who knows prosthetics and would typically go in and use acetone to kind of blend the edges. I don't need to with this because the forehead line hides under the hat. The sides get covered by the hair that hangs down, which is nice. Okay, I think I've got it all. Oh, the chin. Can't forget the chin. Where does that sit? There. Obviously, I have a fake beard as well. Normally, around this time, I would have a beard that looks like this beard. But because I shave for Beetlejuice, I did not have a chance to. I don't know if people are asking questions or not. If you are, do you like Prozade better than liquid latex and spirit gun? Yes, absolutely. Who am I cosplaying? I'm performing as Krampus, so it's not cosplaying. I perform as Krampus at my event. So, Prozade is definitely, for me, better because again, I do sweat quite a bit, unfortunately, and so the Prozade really helps with making sure this thing sticks. So, paper towel. Way over there, paper towel. Also very important to doing makeup, lots of caffeine, which I have to do in just a bit. All right. Beard covered, face appliance almost dry. So you're basically waiting for the Prozade to become clear. If it is white anywhere, it is not dry yet. That means it will not stick correctly. This stuff works, if you don't know Prozade, it works like a contact cement. So wherever you put the glue on the mask, you put the glue on your face, and wherever the glue touches is where it will stick. And you gotta be kind of careful when you do it because you only have a moment or two before you have to peel it, before it will stick and not move. And then you're going to start all over if you fuck it up. So don't fuck it up. So, I don't know. Spirit gum never worked for me. Maybe it's because my shoes are too tight. Wait, that's the Grinch. That's going to be Monday. No, Sunday. Maybe I'll go on live and I'll do the Grinch makeup on Sunday because I have another performance. I don't do prosthetics often, but I do enjoy it. Thank you for the likes, Lenora. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So the fun thing about this Krampus is I do have to wear tusks, like troll tusks. And unfortunately, I can't do the voice as well as I would like to with the troll tusks in, so I end up taking them out like they're dentures as a joke. Yeah, Prozade is liquid latex, especially, like, depending on the brand. You know, there's good stuff, there's cheap stuff, so. Hello, howdy, rogue sailor. I'm literally waiting for glue to dry, for those of you here. Not exciting yet at all. Probably won't be exciting at all, but I'm here. Yeah, Prozade just gives you a much better bond, especially if you have to perform for like 4 or 5, 8 hours, whatever. Fun times, I know, right? I am, for those who are joining that don't know what the hell I'm doing, I am putting on Krampus makeup for my performance this evening at the Curioporium. All right, so in just a moment or so, I think we're looking good to get this prosthetic on. Then begins the painting around the prosthetic. Again, the prosthetic is already painted, so takes some time off of that. How involved is that? Well, it takes about an hour and a half. Prosthetic is already pre-prepped, pre-painted, and then it's just the hour and a half of getting the makeup around it. Again, not a lot of blending. Typically, a prosthetic can take, depending on how much blending you have to do, could take 2 hours to 4 hours. I've gotten this one down without blending to about an hour and a half. That does not include suiting up in Krampus's costume, which is another 15 minutes. So, but yeah, it can be a very lengthy process. So, but again, this is prepped, and it does not have to be blended very well, which is nice because the fur and the hair that is on my Krampus costume and hat hide the edges of this prosthetic. So really the only place you see it is around his mouth. And I've trimmed this from the original prosthetic again at, how long have I been working with prosthetics? How old am I? At least 20 years. So this again is not my own prosthetic. I do build my own prosthetics from time to time. However, this one was purchased from the Morph store. All right, so I'm going to put this on. I will not see any comments for a few moments here, so bear with me as I transform just a bit. Try to center it on my face. Hit it on the forehead. Hit it just above the eye. Hit it just above the eye. Ooh, there's glue coming out of my nose. That's no fun. I'm picking Krampus's nose. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. No, no, no. I'm not 20 years old. I've been doing prosthetics for 20 years. I am 49 years old. Okay, so once you get it above the eyes where you need it, you slowly start to push it down from the center of that and up to the corners of the forehead. Push upward, upward, upward. Upward, upward. All right, so forehead, mostly where it needs to be. Again, you have to try to do this in one shot. Digging for presents, yes, exactly. There's glue coming out of his nostril. It's fun. Okay, now the lip. Try to center that with the noses, corners of the mouth. Good. Hold up this eyebrow. So I'm kind of making a surprised face underneath. I'm just tapping it down just in case it's not where it needs to go yet. I'll probably have to get some of these edges depending on if I got enough glue on or not. And then once you have it where you need to, you really press it in to where it needs to go. All right. Press it down hard. Make sure you hit everywhere under the eyebrows. Now, these eyebrows did not come with the mask. These are eyebrows that I made. These are made out of yak hair, which is nice. They're going to have to be sprayed in just a moment. Okay, so do a little movement test. Make sure it's sticking where it needs to. See if it's popping up anywhere like it is right there. If it is popping up anywhere, just get a little more of the glue, not a lot. Lift that edge up. Now I got to do this first. He has super long eyebrows, in case you haven't checked. All right, put those behind my ear. Get them out of the way. All right, so I try to just find where those little gaps are in there. Just hit the underside and my face at the same time. I'm not going to press those down yet. I know it's on the mask, but it's not on my face. And these are the areas that really will come up if they're not in the right place. All right, so I purposely am looking for any gaps to pull up. There's one behind here. Good. All right. Again, I'm not getting a ton of glue there. I'm just getting enough on that edge because it's very thin. And I know it's on the edge of the mask, but it needs to be on my face under there too. Okay. Forehead's fine. Again, that gets held down by the horns and the hat. All right. Let's see. I've lost everyone. No, I haven't. All right. So prosthetics on. There's a couple of places just need to dry up here. But those should be good. And then there is the beard. All right. So this prosthetic, right there too. Found another place. Right under here. Okay. All right, while that's drying, get the beard on. Above the eye on my right side. Where? I'm not feeling it. That's my right side. No, it's there. Oh, here. Good eye. Again, that kind of gets covered by the hat, so I don't really look up there often. Do. Might as well do it. Do. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the top face part because my hat comes down to here. So you don't see any of that at all. So, chin. Unfortunately, I did not have enough yak hair to do the beard. So this is fake fur. Thank you for sending likes. There we go. Now I will go back in around this. Just around the edge here. And get some of the fur too while I'm doing it. Because it will make it look more realistic once it's in place. All right, on the tip of the fur there and around the back. That's where we are. I don't know what's with the penguin noises. Hey there, E.D. Krauser. Yeah, I usually end up trimming right there. Usually it comes down to here. With the amount of talking that I do as Krampus, I need it to just stay where it is. All right, so those areas are dry, which is good. Get that edge all the way around. On the eye, good, and good. All right, so we're looking pretty good here. That's still drying. I'll leave that for another second or so. Thank you for the likes, folks. Much appreciated. All right. So let's see. Let's get some hairspray. I use Got to Be Glued on these eyebrows real quick. I'm going to do this a few times. So I spray it on it and on my fingers as well. This stuff works pretty damn well. And Krampus's eyebrows are framing his face nicely. So there's a lot of fur, so they kind of blend in a little bit. All right. Now with the fur, I'm going to push it up just slightly where I added that glue around the edge, and I'm going to bring the fur up and over into those areas just to disguise it a little bit more. People are over 6 or 8 feet from me in this show, so no one really sees any of that. But again, with the harsh lighting, it just kind of disappears. But there we go. That kind of rough. Anyway. Okay, good. Prosthetic complete. Now, one of the tricks that I do with my makeup, whether it's the Grinch or Krampus, I don't typically go like cell shaded necessarily, but all these lines that are on the prosthetic were drawn on with a liquid eyeliner. Now, again, my lighting is very harsh, and I've got a lot of reds and blues in the room, and I'm blue. So I like to get in there with those lines so that in the harsh lighting you really pick up those crevices and such. And then I do a little bit of highlight. So we're kind of worn in the here, so I am going to apply some more makeup in that area. As well. Should I get these? Got these split ends. I really got to do something about my hair. I should really just get these plucked at some point. So I use liquid eyeliner quite a bit around my face. Typically it's the Kat Von D liquid ink. Right now this is not that because I can't find it. It's around here somewhere. But I think it's L'Oreal liquid eyeliner. Anyway, if anybody has questions while I'm doing this, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. All right, so makeup-wise, let's move on to makeup. All right, the fun part. So I get all of my makeup from Premier Products Inc. Typically the Illustrator line, which come in these lovely little palettes. They are alcohol-based makeup because, again, I'm a sweater. So I like to use liquid or alcohol-based makeup because I perform for hours at a time, and I really need the extra coverage. So the Premier Products line is some of my favorite makeup. I only use 4 for this makeup. There's a black, there's a white, there's a vein tone, which is new, and their Necromedia line of ice. Those are the 4 colors that I have on this. The rest is done with liquid eyeliner. So, again, this is all put on preemptively. There's a little bit of fading from the last time that I used this, but very easy to fix. And Lucas, why the sad face? No sad faces here. Only positive vibes with Krampus. Unless you're on the naughty list, and then you can cry all you want, but whatever. I'm going to get you anyway. Also, as I mentioned, coffee. Krampus runs on Dunkin'. Anyway. You're worried about one of your friends. Who are you worried about? Well, you should check on him. Get some help. I've been there. Depression's no joke. I deal with it my entire life. All right. So I'm going to go in with the black around my eyes first and then blend. Lucas, if your friend is not doing well, you should find them help. Give them places for them to reach out if they need it. This is going to sting a little bit, so bear with me. Alcohol makeup around the eyes is not fun at all. All right, so I do a thin layer. God, that hurts. Over each eye. And make sure that it dries. That's the key. Oh. Yep, very stingy. Very stingy. I have 4 people here. For the 4 people here, thank you for being here. Look how many likes. I don't understand how all of this works. So, yeah, that stings. That's a stinger. Now I have both eyes shut, so I really can't see anything anyone is saying. So bear with me for a few. It's very important to get everything dry. I know that there is makeup missing behind this eye, so I'm going to get it now while I remember. So Premier products, you've got your palettes, which are, I don't know, $5 to $10 a piece, depending on the line. And you've got your bottle of activator. This is probably the most expensive stuff just because of shipping. So, woo-wee, that stings. That stings. All right. So I'm just going a nice thin layer around my eyes to kind of blend this up into the prosthetic, and I will also hit it with blue. I also want to make sure I get up into this area, underneath and inside. See that? Good. Still very stingy, tell you that. That's the one thing about the alcohol-based paints. They do stay on really well, but taking them off, which there's a few different procedures to do, or a few different products to use. Mineral oil seems to work fairly well. But there's a bunch of different products that they have at Premier Products as well that are made to take this stuff off. Sometimes when I'm in a rush, even though I shouldn't, I use 91% alcohol, and that takes it off real fast, along with your skin. Make sure you moisturize, children. Anyway. All right, so again, thin layer around the eyes. And I'm going to blend these areas in a little bit with the black. And my lighting in that theater is very harsh, so I am not too worried about perfect blending. And nobody's near me. Why would they get near me? I'm horrible. All right. Black also goes around the mouth area. And then those lines that are there are going to be kind of reblended, as you will see shortly. All right, so just kind of get it right up into that edge. For this particular character, the tusks that I wear, I only wear on my bottom teeth, or my bottom teeth. And they're fit to my bottom teeth. So, but they do rub just slightly on my upper lip. How many characters do I do? How many Krampuses have you met? ABC IKEA. This is my version of Krampus, which also talks, so it's not like a monster. Krampus lives in cold territory, so I'm going with a blue face. That's just my version. How many characters do I do? The Grinch I do quite often. Beetlejuice, like cosplay-wise, I do Mad-Eye Mooney. I do Jake Blues from the Blues Brothers. But the characters I enjoy doing the most are the Grinch and Beetlejuice. I also play Doc Brown from Back to the Future. But also a lot of my characters are original characters. So those you do not know. If you go to grimstudios.com, GRYMM studios.com, you can see some of my cosplays and creatures that I build and such. I also have a few books out about cosplay, about steampunk. I do a lot of fantasy, creatures, sci-fi creatures. So, all right. All right, so we got the black on there. I am going to do just a little bit of a edge on this bottom lip. Okay, so we got that going on. See that? Do I ever do characters in the labyrinth? I do not. A lot of my Lucas. I'm going to stop for a second. Lucas, you should try to reach your friend in a different way. And if you need, tell your parents, tell their parents. I don't know. Tell someone that they care about that you haven't heard from them. And if you need someone to do a wellness check, then do that as well. Let me go back to these. Do I ever do characters in the labyrinth? No. I am highly... a lot of my inspiration for my own illustrations and characters and such come from Guillermo del Toro, Jim Henson, Brian Froud. But I've not ever... I have created, like, I've done like a 1-1 sculpture of the Angel of Death from Hellboy 2. So I don't typically, I don't know. It depends on what I am cosplaying. I do like doing original characters, but I am highly influenced in the style of some of those artists. So, you know. Let's see. Things are good with my son. Thank you. Occult Prankster. My son is doing better every day. He is still weak. He is still waiting to start PT, but he is doing much better than he was. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it. A little more black. You know, with the alcohol-based makeup, it typically doesn't come off without the use of the cleaner here. But I have been noticing a lot of rubbing around areas of my mouth. So doing this does make me genuinely happy. It does. Thank you, Occult Prankster. Yes, art makes me very happy. I've been doing it. Being able to open the Curioporium this year and really just do my art and create this wonderful space for people to come has been pretty awesome. It's been pretty awesome. I need a wider brush. So I am using, thank you for sending lights, everyone. Krampus is coming together here fairly quickly. Let's see, it's 5:16, so doing good on time as well. Again, coffee. You ever just make direct eye contact with someone and drink coffee? It's very weird. Very weird. All right, now on to the blue. Somebody had mentioned they've never seen a blue Krampus. Krampus has come in all different shapes and colors and sizes, and I love it that you can do, you know, whatever you... let me put these back over my ears like a dork. You know, there's so many different styles of Krampus, whether it's artwork or masks or makeup, so there's no wrong way to do it. We decided that for this show that I'm doing at the Curioporium, that our Krampus is a bit more sophisticated and talkative. It is a comedy, the show that we do. It's like a 90-minute, for anybody who doesn't know about the Curioporium, curioporium.com, go check that out. Typically we have immersive theatrical shows that we do, and I play characters in that as well. But basically you're in a theater performance of a paranormal seance, and I am the character of Aloysius Doyle, lead scientist at the Curioporium. And there's assistants and things like that. It's very fun. But for December, we've closed it up and we're doing just the Krampus show. So it's basically a 90-minute experience where you can come and visit with Krampus. And he has brought his friends with him into this vault, which typically houses cryptozoology creatures and paranormal artifacts and things like that. But he has kind of taken it over to bring his friends like Mary Lloyd and Frau Perchta and Gryla and the Yule lads and things like that. So, first 45 minutes of the show are Krampus telling stories about his travels, about Santa, about why he is who he is. And then people go off into the vault for about 20 minutes, and they learn about some of the other holiday creatures. And there's like a guided tour, which I also do the audio for that, and the dialogue, or the narration of it. And then they come back, and it's photos and Q&A with Krampus. So whatever you want to ask Krampus, you can. And then hopefully by the end of it, you realize that you are his dinner, and you escape before he throws you in a sack and beats you. You know, like all good shows should have, or should end. So again, I'm very, very kind of loose with this makeup because all of this gets hidden by hair on my face. You do not see it. So as long as there is an inkling of blue there as it disappears, that's all I'm looking for. So you're not going to see like a bunch of special blending or anything like that on this, because it's not necessary. I do want to make sure all of my edges are as blended as they can be. So I just overlap that black a little bit so there's a little bit of blending there. It's a little more natural. Again, not that I think anyone can see it, but fair enough. All right, and up here is where this just kind of gets, I don't even know why I'm doing that. You don't see any of this. None of it. All fur. I have a very large hat with very large horns, and they are on a hard hat that I turned into a Santa hat. So it's very interesting. But it holds the horns really well. And if anybody's interested in seeing what this looks like all together, if you go into my feed, because I'm not going to get dressed by the end of this live or whatever it is. If you want to see what the costume looks like, there are plenty of pictures on my feed. There's a little bit of video. And I am going to be making a few more content videos with Krampus this weekend. Some funny stuff, you know. So, should be good fun. But that way you can see the whole costume. It's a lot of fur. It's about a 30-pound costume altogether with all of his weapons, his coat, and such. I also wear an ice vest as well. So, all right, so now I'm going to blend these edges just a bit with the blue that's on my face to the blue that is on the mask. But I am going to go through and use this makeup pencil in just a bit. All right. There we go. Yeah, you will, Kenneth. Looking forward to seeing you, man. If anybody wants to see some badass artwork, go see my friend there along the spectrum, Kenneth. Check out his page. Check out his art because he is fucking awesome. And local here to Connecticut, also awesome. But yeah, go check out his work. All right, all about local artists and supporting my artist friends. So, you folks out there do art, you do comment, you follow me, I'll follow you back. You probably already do. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. All right, I think we're good there. No, right in there. I see ya. I see ya. Make sure you get all those little seams there. All right. All right, good. Good. All right, so that is our basic blue. All right, that is, again, Necromania from Premier Products, Inc. I am not affiliated with them. They're just the makeup I like, okay? So, there you go. Get any stray lines out of there. I think we're good. Okay. The white comes after. And now I take my liquid eyeliner. Again, I like using Kat Von D eyeliner. Stuffy. But I don't know where I put it. So I will go right inside here first, as disgusting as that looks, because part of my real nose can be seen through his nostrils. So you got to darken those in. Okay. Around the mouth and on this makeup, there are little lines that come off and up from the makeup that I already put on there. All right, so it gives them this weird puckering look. Now these seams that you can clearly see here, I actually highlight with the eyeliner. So right at that edge, I draw a line. I do this with the Grinch as well. So you're purposely seeing the extension of those lines going down. And I know this light is super harsh that I'm using, but it's not this harsh in the theater. So when you see it on the stage, it blends it pretty well. Now, when I do the Grinch is actually meant to look like an illustration from Dr. Seuss. So there are lots of lines that are squiggly lines that look like the illustration style of Dr. Seuss. I do not do that with Krampus, but I do make these little kind of imperfection lines because they blend in with what I put on the mask. All right, so all those freckles that you see are done with the eyeliner. And some of those lines are actually lines that are on the mask or texture on the mask. However, not all of them are. So when you blend everything nice together, like again, most of these lines that I'm putting in, you do not see because the hair covers them. But if they disappear off into the hair, you do some thicker ones. That's why I like the eyeliner brush. Right, I do some cross scratches, things like that. All right, so these are going off of the mask onto my face like they are wrinkles. You see that? Now, in a normal, if I was performing and like I am performing, if I was like out walking around with people as Krampus, I probably would go over this with a blue again, like just to dull it down so it's not as sharp as a line. But here, where the lighting is harsh and they're so far away, it makes more sense theatrically to have these lines fairly sharp. And again, because you're on the makeup or on the prosthetic and coming off of the prosthetic onto your face and blend those lines well enough, you don't notice that they are not actually wrinkles. They just sort of blend in, which is nice. All right. We're almost done. All right, I go in with a few more little dots here and there. All right, freshen those up. All right. And all this stuff kind of disappears back here, so I don't really need to do anything. So that's your basics right there. All 6 of you who are awesome, by the way. Everyone who left, not awesome. You, awesome. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Got it? Got it? Good. All right, I think we're doing okay here. Hello. Oh, I can't see those letters. Rift. Hello, Rift. You caught me in the middle of becoming Krampus. Ah, hello, Ghostbuster. Buster makes me feel good. Nice name. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. All right. So we've been going through the prosthetic procedure here from foam latex put onto the face, blended, liquid eyeliner, Premier Products makeup, alcohol-based makeup. Last thing is doing a little bit of dry brushing with my white. All right, so the white is really just to give a little bit of highlight here and there. I usually go on way too heavy the first time I do this, but so I do want to touch up his nose again because his nose is, it's dry, you know, because it's traveling around as Krampus. It's very dry. It's very dry. So he does not moisturize at all. I mean, you totally should, but he doesn't. All right, so I get this edge in here. All right, I tap that out. Get this edge in here. Just tap that out. Again, a lot of this, because of the harsh lighting, you barely see. But I do like to go in on those black lines here and there. Just get a little bit of white. Just get a nice little fine line of light in there. Again, the mask already has its highlights on it that I put on earlier, so. But you look where it needs a little freshening up here. All right, Lenora. Enjoy your daughter's concert. Thank you, Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, you are. 6 people with good taste. Awesome taste. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm going to do a little more. Just a few little white marks right around the mouth here. All right. I'm going to blend those a little bit better in just a second. All right. Let's get some white up in here. Same in a few of these crevices that I drew on around the mouth. All right, and same in here. I'm doing a few little white stripes here and there, or little white highlight lines. Like you're painting, will make it seem like there is texture against those black lines, where there really is not any at all. Okay. Last thing with the dry brush is hitting the little bit of the lip. Right, just to kind of give it that dry. Kind of dry lips. All right. Got that. Dry mouth, dry lips. Good. Make a kissy face and dry it. There you go. Dry lips. All right, I may go back in with the liquid eyeliner again and just draw right over that white a little bit so you can see there are those creases in the lips. But now they are manufactured creases in the lips. Okay. There, there. A few more little dots in there. Oh, we looking here. All right. Cleaning your kitchen. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I normally have chapstick. I have none with me. It's horrible. But I do have coffee. So again, nice thing about the alcohol-based makeup is, let's say I was drinking and I wasn't using a straw and it spilled out. It's not going to wash off, which is nice. All right. I want to get a little more highlight on this brow area. bit dark. Which is really going to just bring out the texture on the mask in those areas. I'll look at the camera in a second so you can see what I mean. All right, so those are just a little bit of highlight there. I know I have fluorescence in here, but hey, another Krampus in Seattle. Hello. And Alchemist. Hello. And Pagan TikTok. Hello. All right, I came in right at the end of this. So, yeah, so we're basically right at the end of this Krampus makeup. The next part of it, again, my Krampus pictures are on my post on my page. So if you want to see what the whole costume looks like, hooves and all, you can see that. I don't typically need to set this, but I do. So again, my Krampus is at the Curioporium here in Hartford, Connecticut. And it is a little bit different from your typical Krampus. It's a comedy show. He talks quite a bit. I do have my tooth goo here somewhere too, but I have to put that on. But the final pieces, besides all the hair that covers me and everything else, is thanks everyone. I appreciate it. The tusks, which go somewhere right in there. Right, and then I dirty up those top teeth so you can not, so they blend in a bit. Now, one of the gags that I do in my show is that because I'm such an old Krampus, these are just for show. So I end up taking them out, dropping them into a glass of fizzy, and proceeding with the story time. Because honestly, to do the accent and the dialect of the Krampus, which is this, it is not easy to do with these teeth. So, I end up just getting rid of them so that I can talk the way that I need to as the Krampus that I am. And these are just, for show. Because people need things to be frightening, even though they're in a very frightening world, you understand. Anyway, just for show. My friends, I must go and get into costumes. Yes, I'll have to look you up, Krampus Seattle. I will have to find you. I like my eyebrows as well. I'm going to go for a Brazilian wax later. It will torture them beyond belief. Anyway. Yeah, I'll have to find you. Also, Alchemist, you're one of my friends already, so that's good. Anyway, that's me. That's me reporting in from Hartford, Connecticut, as we're about to go into Krampus, an evening with Krampus, with me. And there you go. Thank you, Krampus. I will follow you as well. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining. I do have to go across the street to the theater, get into costume, but I will be putting out some content this weekend with Krampus, which should be fun. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you, Krampus Seattle. Appreciate it. And, it's been a pleasure being with you, as well as with you as I can be. So, thank you for the support. And everybody who does follow me, I appreciate all of your comments, your likes, your everything. So thank you so much. I'll be checking in with you soon, everyone. So have a pleasant weekend. And now I'm so old I forgot how to stop the live. I'll figure it out. Ooh, there it is.